radio down.
Suppressed in a number of counties in South Carolina. But it's important to highlight
please don't, and I'm just going to be straight on it with you on this, please don't ever buy a carbide tip tool. Never. Buy a carbide tip, but never, ever buy the tool. You don't need to. You can make one, and we're going to do that. We're going to try and do that tonight. And the one I'm going to make, I've made all of mine, to be honest. And this one is on 10mm square stock, 15mm radius carbide. Twist yourself out of handle, no problem. Well, I've got these teeny tiny radius carbide. You see that? And they are, I'll measure it up, but I think they are 10mm, yeah. Seems slightly over 10mm, but little bitty things. So what I'm going to do, in pretty much real time, I'm going to get some round bar for this, and I'll see what round bar I've got. I've got two sizes of round bar. I've got that, and I think I've got some, yeah. Now that is, I think 10mm already, so that might be too wide. But it feels a bit heavier, so it might be better. That's slightly over. What's this? This is, yeah, no, it is, yeah, that's 10mm diameter. And that isn't really good enough, or at least I don't think that's what I want, because unless I want it to overhang a bit, you know. Whereas this, for what I want this tool to be, this bar is going to be better. Now this is just a knacked, roughed up bit of bar, where I think I've used it on one of my micro lathe knives, and I didn't like the weld, so I've pretty much cut it off, and I can use it again. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this one into a little carbide, and it's only a small tip. The round bar will give me a few more angles I can use the tool, and I'm not going to use anything specialist on this. I'm going to cut a flat, probably too far up, but that's deliberate. It needs to be deep enough so that it will take the thickness of that. So that isn't much, to be honest, or 3mm. Might not even be that. Looks like it could be about 2mm. But either way, I want that to be sunken in enough so that the shoulder I leave on the metal on the bar here will stop this twisting. I need to find out what screw size it is. That might be too big. No, that's alright. That's pretty good. I think that's M3. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that's an M3 bolt. So that'll be alright. And that will be tapped into this bar. Okay? So let's have a look at the time. It is, at the minute, 9:45. All I want to do here is cut in here a little bit and then chop it straight down as I can. I'll tidy it up on a little belt sander, but pretty much straight down. I want is for that. Well, get on the camera. There we go. Alright, that's all I've done. Okay. Now, maybe here, let's get a little pointing device here. Is this going to show up again? Right, so maybe there. Is that going to be strong enough? Is it too thin? I could have cut this higher up. But we'll see. I think that's alright. So now I'm just going to go on this little tiny little belt sander over there, and we'll see, just tidy up slightly. Okay, next thing. And this is still boiling hot, so I can't touch it. I'm going to stick some gloves on. So I've seen tools like this on sale for like over £100, and I think, wow, I think they need arrested. They really do. Okay, now where's my little tip? Here it is. This I guarantee I'm going to drop this there. I nearly did already. Let's stick this on there. And what I'm going to do now is, I want this hard up against the shoulder. Alright, that's better. Okay. Alright, that's good there. This is a bit of the video you fast forward. Right. I'm going to get a pen. And I'm going to put a dot to where I want to drill. That'll do me. So now that I've got the dot, I'm going to use a centre punch to get that in there, so the drill bit doesn't skate about. These things, they're automatic and they work great when they work. That'll do me. Right, okay. Right, so this is all set up with a few jigs and stuff for getting for drilling for the lathe knives I make, right? So I don't want to mess around with the jigs, so I'm gonna just move this across. Let me righty tighty. Okay. Well done for that. I just wasn't managing to tighten this up with the normal key. Have we got enough travel? Yeah, we've got enough travel. Come here, you. Concentrated pressure in the right place, and you get a nice hole. Right, I've got some of these taps in here, you know, you just put in a impact driver, but I'd prefer to use a hand one. The ones that go in the impact driver, they're good when they work, but they don't always work, and they're dead easy to snap. that went in pretty easy with that drill bit. Could have used a smaller drill bit, I think, and it would have produced a better thread, you know. Okay, that's going in nice. Seems to have a nice bite. Again, let's tidy this up. Right, so this is where we're at the minute. That's tapped. Okay. These are the ones I'm talking about. You know, the ones that do a drill and tap at the same time. Alright? Now that one's beefy, right? That's an M10, alright? That'll probably work fine with like a 8mm hole already drilled. But when these get smaller, when you're in the land of like this, that one's M4. You drill that into the metal and it snaps there. Right, it snaps, you know, and then you've got to smash it out. It's a right pain. When they work, they're brilliant, but I find they tend not to work. Okay, so I've got the tip on there. I don't think I've knocked it. No, I haven't. Alright, now the screw's too long, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so now we're there. Alright. Oh, free off. Alright, I just filed that down. So what? Let's turn a little handle. So you can scale this up as much as you like, alright? And you can take longer and you'll be nicer, and don't hold the carbide tip in the vise because you'll chip it, which I think I've just done. But whatever. That'll do. Just want to get something for the jaws to grip on there. This is actually a couple of bits of wood glued together. It's been glued in the vise for a couple of weeks. Let's just round this off. Seems to have a bit of a crack in this wood, you see it? It's fine, it's not life-threatening. But I'm going to turn that down to the collar I'm going to use. And for that little bar, I'm just going to use a little collar, okay? Just a little one. 15mm I think it is. So let's have a look. Okay, big deal. Don't know how big it is, but I know it's that big. Alright? Yeah, 15 apparently. Before I do that, I'm going to drill. And I'm going to drill for this shaft. Okay. If I can find a 7.5 drill, that'd be good. That would be good. For the tailstock. Then you just know you're going to be turning right. You see how that's jumping about a bit? That's great. We're on the centre. Right, let's get that down to the right size for the collar. These are plumbing fittings. Just connectors, just 1.5. Beautiful. Right. Bit of glue. Do a little bit of tappy tap tap, as Eve says. Get on there, that's perfect. While that's pretending to dry up, let's do a bit of shaping on this. Hard bits in this wood. Oh, okay. Right, now this is just because the wood's pretty crap really, but I'm just going to fill that with a bit of sawdust and glue. Need something finer. Let's splash out, let's use some black wood. Why not? A little bit of super thin. This will stink. That'll penetrate in, look at the smoke. Stinks. A little bit of black wood in there, just because I can. Super thin's great for this. Look at the smoke. It's going crackers. Right, okay, let's tie this up. That's rock hard. Right, so what I've done is I've just finished the ends off there. Put my markings on. Gonna finish off the ferrule. Glue should be dry now. I'm not too worried about the finish on this. It's just a handle on your tool. It's gonna, all of the handles on mine get covered in shellac anyways. Shellac spray. Get it on and get it heated up. That's what you want. I'm going to part it off. Alright. Cheetos chips. Happiest Larry. Little handle. Alright, I'll swing you around again. Right, now do I need a bit of glue in there? Yeah. So I'm just going to get a little bit of epoxy. Alright, so there we go. Clean that bar a bit. It's mucky. Right, it is 10:30. So it's took 3/4 of an hour. And we've got a little 10mm radius square carbide detail tool, whatever you want. Now how much did this cost? Right, a little bit of 8mm bar, the cutter, the screw, bit of wood and a plumbing fitting. Alright, let's swing you around, let's see what it's like. Well, the cutters, the carbide tips, well, you can get 10 for about 26 quid ish, so £2.60 each. You don't need 10, but you may as well just buy them and forget them. Close that. Because bring a bit more of this metal off. Okay, so that front end, just a couple of mil. That's cute. Good. It is, it's really good. All right. Alright, so there you go. Oh, I think maybe £2.60 for that. The screw, you know, pack of 10 for what, 50 pence? So let's say 5 pence. £2.60, 5 pence. Bit of metal bar, about that long is about £3, £4, if that. So what, 265 plus 3, if that. 565, brass fittings, pennies, bit of wood. The wood doesn't have to be anything. There happens to be a couple of bits of oak stuck together, but it doesn't have to be absolutely anything. And it's cost nothing, and it's took less than an hour. Please don't spend £150 on a set of these types of chisels. You are wasting your money. Alright, whinge over. Thanks for watching. You take care.